Hello and welcome back to the Voyage of Odysseus News Network. Today we will be meeting and interviewing the main characters from Book 24, Restless Spirits. The first character we will be meeting is Agamemnon. Hello and welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Of course. Now let's get started. The first question I have for you is, how did you feel when the spirits of the suitors visited you in the underworld?
I feel happy and excited for Odysseus because he finally made it home safely and he was able to reclaim his house. I was also feeling a mix of jealousy because of Odysseus' relationship with his wife.
Can you explain further about your opinions about his wife, Penelope?
Yes, I praised Penelope's loyalty and how she was always faithful, even when she didn't know if Odysseus was coming back. But I do sometimes compare my wife to Penelope because of how my wife and I's relationship was.
Can you please explain on that?
Unlike Penelope, my wife was often unfaithful and she betrayed me by murdering me. Seeing how loyal Penelope was makes me feel even more bitter about my own fate. I love how Penelope was a great mother in the absence of Telemachus, his missing father, and her husband.
Thank you for sharing. It was great having you on the podcast today.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, the next guest you'll be interviewing is Laertes. Hello there, how was your day?
Hi, it was good, thanks.
Okay, let's get into the questions. The first question I have for you is, how did you feel when Odysseus came home and surprised you on your farm after being gone for 20 years?
Well, at first I was confused and doubtful because I didn't believe it was actually Odysseus.
Why do you not believe it's actually him?
Because at first he was hiding his identity, but then he started to reveal his identity by showing me a scar and explaining details that only a true son would know, so I instantly knew it was him.
Were you excited when you realized it was actually him?
Yes, I was filled with love and joy and renewed strength after years of sorrow.
That's so touching. Well, thank you for your short time here on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Our next guest is Clear-Headed Telemachus. Welcome to the News Network.
Hi, thank you for having me.
It's my pleasure to have you. Okay, let's get started. The first question I have for you is, what were you feeling when you first saw your dad return home?
I was overjoyed and I knew instantly that it was my dad, Odysseus, although my grandpa was a little skeptical.
I'm surprised that you remembered what your dad looked like after how long it's been. Were you having any mixed feelings about his homecoming?
Yes, at first I was just in shock, but then realization hit me that it was actually him and I was overfilled with joy.
Okay, my last question is that you once said, "I will not bring shame on my family," when you were facing the mob. What were your emotions during this event?
I was terrified and I didn't know what to do, but then Athena came to the rescue and things ended in peace.
Wow, I love your thoughtful responses today. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you sharing your feelings with me today.
Thank you for having me.
Next up, we will be interviewing the dead suitors' families. Okay, what was your initial reaction to finding out Odysseus had killed your sons?
At first, I was filled with deep grief and outrage because many of us thought that our sons were innocent victims, and we were mad that the first thing Odysseus did when he returned was kill our sons.
I can understand how you'd feel that way. I would also be mad if I thought my son was innocent and he got killed. Did you have any feelings after this?
Yes, then I felt a desire for revenge as well as many of the other families.
Did you end up doing anything to get revenge on Odysseus?
Yes, the families and I marched to Odysseus' home and attack him.
How did that end up going?
Well, it didn't go as planned, and we did try to go attack Odysseus and his family, but then Athena came in and stopped the fight and forced peace just before anything bad happened.
Wow, that's a lot to take in. It feels overwhelming, and if I were you guys, I would have been very scared. Thank you for your time here today, and the next person I'll be interviewing is Athena. Hello, welcome to the News Network. It's so great to have you here.
Hi, it's so good to be here.
I have a lot of questions for you today. The first question I have for you is, how did you break up the fight between the suitors and Odysseus?
Well, what I did was command both sides to stop fighting and calm down. I said, enough fighting, stop this battle at once, and make peace.
Did it work?
Yes, it worked very well. Both sides stopped fighting and peace was restored.
I'm glad I listened to your great advice, and things have settled down. It's been fun chatting with you today, but sadly this segment is over. Our next and final guest for the night is resourceful Odysseus. Hello, welcome to the show. The first question I have for you is, how did you feel after you returned home after all these years?
It felt great seeing my wife and son again.
Wow, it's amazing to know that your wife Penelope has stayed loyal after all these years. even with temptations all around her.
Yes, it feels wonderful knowing my wife was loyal.
You once said, "Father, it's me, your son Odysseus, finally home again." How did you feel when you first reunited with your dad in Laertes?
At first, my dad didn't know who I was, but then when I started revealing more details about my past and showed him my scar, he eventually figured it out that it was me.
I'm so happy that you and your dad reunited, because I know that probably meant a lot to you both. Thank you for giving me your time here today.
You're welcome.
Okay, well that's a wrap on this week's interview from the main characters of Book 24, Restless Spirits of the Odyssey. This is Charlotte reporting live from Odysseus News Network.